Plenty of folks to talk to in the Javits Center here in New York City. I'm Dave Graveline. This is Into Tomorrow this week at CE Week here in New York. And we run across a very cool exhibit here at the Javits Center. And I love their slogan. It's "Don't break up with your car, upgrade it." Which makes perfect sense, and especially if you're talking about electronics. So Ted Cardenas joins us from Pioneer. Ted, welcome Into Tomorrow. How are you, sir?
Great, Dave. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And tell me what you're showing here at Pioneer. It's all about upgrading, right? Don't break up with your old car. No need. Although, let's face it, we'd all want a new car, but who has the money, right? So instead, let's just upgrade our electronics.
Exactly. I mean, you pretty much said it all. Here in the United States, the average age of the vehicle is about 11.4 years old. There's about 235 million registered vehicles on the road. That doesn't include motorcycles and commercial vehicles, trucks. The reality is that at 11 years old, those are vehicles, even a 5-year-old car most probably doesn't have navigation, doesn't have Bluetooth, and definitely doesn't have what we're really showcasing here, which is the latest smartphone technology, being Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
First of all, congrats for doing both, because it seems like a lot of other manufacturers, certainly car manufacturers, but even other electronic aftermarket folks, pick one. It's like they're only going to do whatever might be their favorite. You're smart enough at Pioneer to do both, because I'm an Android guy, but there's enough iPhonies out there that they want Apple.
Without question. And by all means, we've been very fortunate. Both are very strong partners of ours, both Apple and Google, developing Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's really been very fortunate for us. And we're showcasing, of course, both of those technologies have now been around for about 3-4 years. Our latest implementation is actually now wireless on both. So now you no longer have to plug in your device. You can leave your phone in your pocket, leave your phone in the bag, get in the vehicle and wirelessly connect, actually via Wi-Fi connection specifically designed to connect to Apple CarPlay, or if you're an Android user, Android Auto wirelessly.
So this isn't just wireless Bluetooth, which a lot of folks have, not so much the older vehicles, and people are saying, oh man, I still got to plug into my aux and it works half the time only, or I don't even have that option, so they're listening just from their speakerphone or something to their music, and that's no way to enjoy your entertainment. But you actually are using Wi-Fi to connect to the device in the vehicle.
Correct. As I'm sure you've experienced, both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are pretty bandwidth heavy. The phone is doing most of the work. It's got the internet connection, it's got the storage, it's doing the processing power, it's drawing the screen itself. And so we do need a little bit more robust connection, and so Wi-Fi is perfect for that. So we make a handshake between the phone, either an iPhone or an Android phone, and the car radio, but then that handshake occurs over Bluetooth, but then we use Wi-Fi to really kind of open up that big data pipe and be able to communicate between the phone and the radio wirelessly. But the convenience side of it, definitely for the consumer, and I personally have lived with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for a number of years, but now not having to remember to take the phone out of my bag or my pocket is just so convenient.
Good point. So it's just in your pocket, it's just in the bag, it's just in the woman's purse, whatever the case. Exactly. And you don't have to sweat it because it's automatically connecting. Of course, Bluetooth might do the same thing, but then you've got range issues. Wi-Fi is just so much better for many reasons.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's really great about both is, the average commute in the United States is about 30-45 minutes.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. I live in Los Angeles, so it's a little bit longer than that. But the phone actually will connect, but since we're not displaying anything on the phone, it's completely blank. It doesn't actually drain the battery very much. Of course, you can still plug in the phone and charge, or if you have a device that does inductive charging, you can still charge that way. But the significance of being able to leave it in your purse, connect, use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, not even have to plug in because it's not draining your battery very much, is the ultimate convenience, at least for 2018.
Oh, for sure. And how difficult is it to upgrade? Because we talk about, again, don't break up with your car, just upgrade it. So is that a fairly easy thing to do for most older vehicles, or are we really looking at a narrow opportunity here?
Well, of course it's difficult to quantify because every vehicle is a little bit different. But on average, we have the ability to replace the factory installed radio with an aftermarket radio and get that consumer the latest connectivity, be it Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, satellite radio, HD radio, or even something as simple that's become much more public information is that rear camera. You know, all new vehicles now come with a rear camera. If you have an older vehicle, you might still want that kind of safety and convenience. We have the same ability to replace the factory radio, add on a rear camera, and now you've got a little safety aspect to your system as well.
And one of my friends just bought a 2017 model Dodge and loves the car, but it's got no electronics. It's got virtually nothing. Well, he bought it from a car rental place or something. Of course, they're going to go with bare bones, right? And the thing he wishes he had the most is of the backup camera, because he was used to it with his other car. And, you know, if you start using those things, and they are advantages, they are great safety advantages as well. So this one of your models at least, if not all, includes a backup camera.
And anything that we have that has an LCD touchscreen is going to have a rear camera input. So you would be able to integrate either an aftermarket camera like Pioneer supplies or sells, but even if your friend's 2017 vehicle had already come with a camera, we could most likely integrate with the factory camera as well.
Awesome. Now, of course, this would generally mean using a 12-volt professional. You would go to your nearby auto installer. That folks that do these aftermarket things, they know what they're doing. And unless you're a really good do-it-yourselfer, perhaps you want the pros to handle it. And they know what they're doing, and you're going to end up with a good job replacing. And that's what you're talking about, replacing the old radio and electronics with all these cool new things.
Correct, and certainly we do recommend professional installation. It's not required. There's a lot of vehicles and a lot of really handy people that can do their own. We have actually on our website, which is pioneerelectronics.com, we have a dealer locator, so you can plug in your the product that you're interested in, your zip code, and you'll find an authorized installer and retailer close to you. They can offer both the services, but even if you do want to do it yourself, probably some really good advice on how to get that job done as well.
Exactly, and that's what's great we've learned about a lot of the 12-volt retailers around the country is a lot of them are mom and pop operations. They do want to help you, and they figure, well, I may not make money off you now just giving you some advice, but when you need another set of speakers or when you need some other upgrade, hopefully you'll come back to them, and that's why it's good to do business with those local retailers.
Absolutely, they're a great local resource. You know, all of our authorized retailers, whether they be the mom and pop or a large chain, they're very good at what they do. They've got the information, and they ultimately want to help create that perfect solution for you.
We're always recommending them for that reason. That's very cool. Now let's talk about the connectivity with our smart homes, with either Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and all the rest. That's what's really unique for a lot of folks. On that long commute that you take in Los Angeles to get home, maybe you want to lower your thermostat in the summer and make it nice and cool when you get home. And you don't want it to be set just on a timer because your going home might fluctuate time-wise. These are the kinds of things that Pioneer can help us with.
Yeah, it's really an exciting time. You know, I think we certainly have that opportunity with both Apple CarPlay because it has Siri. It's powered by Siri. So consumers that have Apple HomeKit devices, light bulbs, thermostats, garage door openers, even door locks, you have the ability to check the status and even do control. So if you left the door unlocked, you can lock it. If you left the garage door open, which almost all of us have done, you can ask the system, did I leave the garage door open, and close it.
So even if it's just a peace of mind thing, it's like, no, I'm sure I did lock it, but hey, just check and confirm, right? This will allow us to do that.
Right. Did I leave the lights on? Did I lock the door? Did I close the garage door? And we have the same capability with Android Auto. You said you're an Android guy. You know, the really cool part and opportunity is, you probably know this, but Google actually sold those Google Home devices, about 8 million devices in the last quarter of 2017. We've all seen the video of the grandma trying to ask something. Well, we all got these devices as a gift, but what we now want to expand on is the fact that you truly can use that voice UI in your home to control lights, thermostats, door locks, garage door openers. But Google Assistant is now a part of Android Auto, meaning that you can take that same experience and put it in the car just the same. Turn off the bedroom.
You got it.
See, our bedroom light on the second floor turns off. Again, that same peace of mind. Did I close the garage door? Did I lock the door? Is the heat still on? Is the air conditioning still on? Now you can ask your car through these systems for status to your smart devices, get a response, what is the status, and possibly control some of those devices as well.
So your smart speaker is now working with your smart car for all these smart devices. It makes us smarter.
Right. It's, we like to say it's no longer just about the connected car or the connected home. It's just the connected world that we live in. And so everything now talks to one another for the convenience and really to really make a great experience for the end consumer.
Love it. Now, Ted, let's talk price, suggested retail value on the models that will do the kinds of things, because, of course, I hear my audience in my head all the time. Okay, great, but how much, Dave? Ask him. I'm asking you.
Sure. The great part is with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, because we really have started this about 3-4 years ago. We now, with the wired connectivity, so you still have to plug in the phone, but we start that at about a $350 retail price point. And of course, average installation on most vehicles is probably going to run about $150 to $200. That'll get you the wire harness, the dash kit part that will integrate it cosmetically into the vehicle, and then a camera and labor. Right, all of those things. And that, of course, may vary from vehicle to vehicle. And then we go all the way up to about a $1,300 price point. Now, that is our flagship piece that we just introduced, but that gives you the wireless connectivity for both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That gives you Miracast for if you've got an older phone and you want to wirelessly connect to that. Embedded navigation, a capacitive 7-inch touchscreen. Just basically, it's the everything but the kitchen sink radio. But it really is the ultimate experience for 2018.
And you may not be able to have it cook breakfast for you, but you can order it, right?
You certainly could. You can make a restaurant reservation with both Google Assistant or Siri.
Oh, good one. I like that. Great opportunity. Ted, you're a delight to chat with, and Pioneer, keep up the good work. Always at the forefront, I think, over the years. We've been doing this show for 23 years, and we seem to talk a lot about Pioneer. You're always there doing the cool stuff, so don't stop.
Well, we appreciate the coverage, and we certainly appreciate the help.
By all means. We're back with more from CE Week in New York City at the Javits Center. I'm Dave Graveline. This is Into Tomorrow. You can visit pioneerelectronics.com, and of course we'll get you there as well when you hit us up at intotomorrow.com. Back with more here on the Advanced Media Network.